Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Jade Fox Show. I haven't came in on the intro and said anything until episode 3. This is where we're at. We're in the middle of the season now. But I wanted to, one, ask you how you're liking it. Give us some feedback. Do you enjoy the editing? Did Nick do his big one? Let me know in the comments. And I also wanted to remind you that each episode does have outtakes, things that didn't make the episode. There's an outtakes video for every episode. So I just uploaded the third one today. Only on my Patreon, links in the description. And share with your friends, guys. Like, share the clips online, share them with me, tag me, comment and send links to your buddies. Like, all of that stuff is very helpful for me into making sure that we can keep doing this thing. Other than that, get into this episode with Fran. This is a good one. This is also a great one for creatives. This is a good one for writers. This is a good one for people coming out later in life, people who are trying to make it on social media, people who are trying to find themselves creatively on social media. My little professional little interview hat was on for this one because I need the information for myself. Unlike Obio's episode where I was a slut. Enjoy.
I feel like I never start any of these interviews or these talks gracefully, and I'm not going to start now. Big friend! Chesca Lee!
Oh, wow. Thank you. What
In
a
the
great
building.
intro.
Yeah. Is your at still Chesca Lee?
It is, after all of these years. It's kind of a blessing and a curse because it's uniquely me.
Yeah.
But it's always weird when people come up to you on the street. They're like, Chelsea? I'm like, that's definitely not my name.
I thought your name was Chesca.
So my name is Franchesca, and so
'Cause that makes
I
sense.
just got called Chesca in high school. My middle name is Lee, so that's how I became Chesca Lee.
Got it.
Yeah.
But you have one of those names that you can't grow out of because it's literally your name.
Yeah, I mean it is me, and I again, the blessing and the curse of it is if somebody on the street comes up to me and says Chesca Lee, I know they know me from the internet because it's weird when you maybe have this too, where someone says your name and you're like, oh my god, do I know this person? You're trying to like cycle through, but if you say Chesca Lee, I know it's from the internet. If you say Franchesca, I probably know you. If it's Fran, we probably like went to high school together.
Got it. Or you're an obnoxious interviewer on a podcast.
No, not at all, not at all. We actually know each other, so it's
I have a story. I don't know if you're going to remember this because I think you were a little tipsy, girl.
VidCon.
Yeah.
I remember.
And I did the talk, and
Yeah.
after the talk.
You were like right after me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what talk.
Listen.
I know.
Bad with
Still
names.
trap.
I remember. I was
Still
there.
trap.
Yeah.
But you like poured so much life into me and like
Aw.
encouragement afterwards, and you were like, girl, get that public speaking bag.
Yeah. 1,000%. I
Yes.
will always encourage people. I mean, that's something that I've really tried to remain true in my career is I think that everybody can win. And it's
Yeah.
one of my biggest pet peeves when people try to gatekeep, you know, how they were able to create space for themselves or new opportunities. Like, you know, we're not in competition with each other. If you're able to book jobs, I'm going to be able to book more jobs as well.
Facts. I feel like you have made your imprint in social and content and beyond because we
Yeah.
have Decoded. You've literally started trends and you're going to continue to do that. Is it ever strategic or is everything just kind of like, oh, I just felt like doing this and then it just so happened to be wildly successful?
It's always strategic. I am like a type A baddie. I am an avid journaler. I love a list. I love a briefcase. Exactly. Like I look at my analytics. Like I'm always doing research. I think it's part of my anxiety brain. Like there's so little I can control in life. I like to make sure that anything that I can control, I'm really planning down to the last detail. As you know, you can't determine when something's going to go viral.
Exactly.
You can't determine when something is going to lead to other opportunities. But for me, I'm just of the mind that if I'm going to put something out into the world, I want it to be my best work possible.
Same.
I want to have all my bases covered. I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, I've always wanted to work in media. I went to acting school, you know, so I'm living the dream that
You're using all your strengths.
thank you.
Actually, no. I feel like there's probably strengths you also have that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see it on the feed. It'll be on the FYP soon.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I will say one thing I'm trying to be better about is creating things that are solely for me. So like that's a lot of my artistic journey. Like I've been doing watercolor for a while. I took a printmaking class And there's a bunch of stuff that I've made in my apartment that I'm like, oh, I could make a video about this, but I kind of just love that I spent time making this, and it's not, I don't care what y'all think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I made it for me.
You.
Yeah.
You're one of the few creators that come to mind that I feel are talented in the world of content creation. Because it's like, yes, it's strategic and it's formulaic, and, you know, you can figure out, you know, what trends you need to do, how your upload schedule, like there's like a skill set behind it, right? There's a lot of like planning and administration kind of like work, and then production. But I also feel like something that is missed is there are just certain people who have a knack for just doing online well. Like you have a knack for like social listening and existing online in a way, even if there is strategy, even if there is planning and a team and like all the shit behind it, like the way you naturally are just works.
Oh, thank
online.
you. Thanks. I credit being an only child. Just
work.
You know, at home being like, notice me, mom and dad, please. And now I get to do that at home. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Is that something that you agree with, or do you feel like anybody, if you have the formula and you have the strategy, you can be a successful creator?
Ooh, I think success has to be something that you define for yourself, because there are people who have millions of followers and I never heard of them and I don't like their content.
Facts.
But they are successful and they pay the bills. And similarly, there are people that have a quote micro audience, but they're still able to, you know, go on brand trips and, you know, do collaborations and write a book, do whatever it is. So I'm very much of the mind that you have to decide what it is you're aiming for.
Yeah.
And creating opportunities for yourself that are within your control or benchmarks for yourself that you can control, then nobody else gets to decide if you're successful or not.
I love where I'm at, because I feel like I've been in this sweet little spot for a while now.
Well, you know, I'm sorry to jump in.
No, go ahead.
But I will say, I was literally talking about you last night, so maybe your ears were ringing, that I think you're a really good example of somebody who's created a space for yourself, right? Like you've just been like, okay, I'm going to make a show. I'm going to do this thing now. Like I'm going to start a series about like flirting with girls. I'm going to create, you're not waiting for somebody to give you permission. And that is a talent. And unfortunately, sometimes I think it takes rejection for people to get to that place.
Yep.
Where they're like, I'm...
Yes.
I mean, I'm speaking from experience where you're like, I'm so fed up, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
That is my new motto. What would J-Lo do? I do have a What Would J-Lo Do bracelet on, because J-Lo said, doesn't matter that I can't sing. Not going to stop me. Doesn't matter that you don't want my movie. Still going to fucking make it.
Made it anyway.
And I'm like, yo, I need that energy.
Yeah.
I just need to make the thing that I want to freaking make and not wait for somebody else. And so like, I just think more of us, especially marginalized voices, especially Black voices, especially queer voices, we just need to go, fuck it, I want to just do it.
First of all, are you dating right now?
Technically, yes. I did go on a date last night. I know. That's where your name came up. I was like trying to be all cool. I was like, have you ever heard of Jade Fox?
They're like, no.
No, she had heard of you. She had. So that was me being like, yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Yeah, I'm trying. It's hard. I had deleted all my apps, and I just got back on, and the apps are, it's
a little ghetto.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's really, really rough. So, I mean, I'm open to the possibilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so how did you meet this person that you went on the date
I
with?
met this person on Hinge.
Okay.
And I was like pleasantly surprised. Like it's been positive, but like sifting through all the people on Hinge is like really difficult. And men that have their profiles set to like pretending that they are women. Like I have
We can see you.
Yeah, like I have it set to women and non-binary folks, but then like a bunch of cishet men still show up in my likes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ariana, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel.
This is the true data breach. So
like
how
what
y'all
the
niggas get up in
here?
Yeah. What is your preferred mode of communication? We have real life in person, text, over the phone.
I mean, if you're a good texter, I love a text because like if you're funny and witty and and I love like a bit, like if we've got a good bit going and like
back and forth, a little
back
volley.
and forth. Like I'm such a writer. Like I love words, like drop some SAT words in there. Like I love that. But I also think nothing can replace in person. You know,
I agree.
Just there's so much about body language and tone that doesn't happen in text, even though I do love a voice note. But
talk about it.
Oh, are you anti-voice note?
No, I love a voice note.
I love a voice note.
The longer, the better.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't like it though when we're going back and forth via voice note. Then I'm like, let's just get on the phone.
No,
let's just get
different.
on the phone. No, it's not because I want to respond. I want to respond to something you're saying like at the time, and now I have to like take notes so I can make sure I cover everything. And like I don't like that. But if you make a joke, I'm going to send you a voice note of me cackling. Like, don't send me an LOL, a bwahaha. Like, I want to hear it. I want to hear the laughs.
Got it.
And there's something like very, you know, you said about the length, but sometimes a really short one is hot. Where you just get a message that's like, no. You're like, like, it's just like, yes, leave me wanting more. Like, there's something very intriguing about that. But yeah, in person is always going to be like top for me.
Is there like etiquette around a voice note?
Ooh.
Like if you connect with someone on a dating app, say before you've gone on the date,
Right.
Are we sharing voice notes?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. The only etiquette for me is that you are yes-anding. I really don't like any person of any gender, but I will say it often happens to be men, that like negate what you're saying. Yes, that's one way to look at it. And another is like, let's keep it going. Don't just shut it down. And that's always just like a huge turnoff for me.
Can I read your bio on your Hinge profile?
Oh my God, you're going to look at my profile. Let's see what it says. Okay. And give me like an honest rating.
Okay.
And like talk about the first picture. What is it?
The first picture gives me like, this is a creative person.
Oh.
This is maybe even like a free-spirited person. This is someone that I wouldn't ask on like a traditional date. Like it gives like, let's go make pottery in the forest.
Yes. Drag
like,
me, clock me.
Exactly.
I do love a
with
craft.
goats around.
I don't know about goats, but yes, I could do like a pottery class, a jewelry, like a beaded, one of those things.
Let's make a thing together.
Yeah, I
Arts
love
and
that.
crafts down. Boots. You go crazy for boneless chocolate chip cookies?
It just means a chocolate chip cookie without chocolate chips in it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for everyone affirming me off camera.
Okay.
And if you don't get it, you don't get it. But don't say it's the same thing as a sugar cookie. It's not. It's a different flavor.
It is different.
It's a different flavor, and I love them.
This is a crazy comparison I'm about to make.
Okay.
It's like when you have like a biracial person.
And they have a black mom. Yes, exactly. We're right here. We're right fucking here.
No, everything is represented. We got a little body pic. We got a pic with the dog
Yes.
because you're a mother.
Yes.
And I am pro professional photo on a dating profile. I have a job.
If I took a professional photo, you are going to see this professional ass photo.
And this is a good one.
Thank you. She's
You
giving a little
posted that?
She's giving a little bicep. You know, I've been in the
Exactly.
gym. I'm getting my protein up. Like
The vest is very, very LGBTQ.
Thank
Very
you.
LGBTQ.
Oh my God. See, and this, Jade, this is why I cannot tell you.
This is great.
You've
No
made
notes.
so much great content for those of us that are late stage queers. And I gotta say, like, I be taking notes. I'm like, all right, I gotta step my stuff up. I got a vest.
I want everyone to win.
Trying to wear more jewelry on the hands.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
thing.
It's a thing. So yes, thank you for seeing me. I feel so affirmed.
Wait, what is your type? Do you have a type?
I don't know that I have a type. I think that I'm really trying to keep myself open to the possibilities because, and I think this is maybe just like, I don't know, the 40 in me, but like, it's easy to put limitations on yourself. And then like, if somebody doesn't fit into every single one of those things, you might be missing out in a really major way because you don't always know what you know. So I don't really have a type. I like people that are creative. I like people that are driven, people that are funny, people that have their own thing. Like, I don't want to be your mentor. I don't want to be your business manager. I don't want to be your coach, your therapist. I want you to like have your own life, and like when we come together, it enriches our lives.
Yeah.
And as long as I have those things, I'm happy.
You are hosting a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Around America's Next Top Model.
Yes, it came out at the end of last year. It's called We Were All Rooting for You. It's
a perfect
Audible
name.
original. Thanks. They actually had that name before I got hired to host the show. But when they interviewed me, I was like a rabid animal. I was like, you have to hire me for this job. Like, I am the best person for this job. I watched every episode of America's Next Top Model. And the show is really a cultural deep dive into the show. It's about the fact that the show actually did a lot of really positive things in addition to like messing up our body image and doing blackface. And I just like that gray area where multiple things can be true. And that's something that's very well served for a podcast.
Did you see Tyra's apology?
I did. She's made a few apologies,
like comments on it.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the pod, and I think I can see both sides in the sense that I don't necessarily think she can fully acknowledge where she messed up. It's the thing of like, well, it was a different time, and you know, that type of thing. And I can understand that makes it difficult because I think in her mind it kind of feels like, why is everybody ganging up on me? I did all these positive things. But at the same time, it always kind of comes off a little lackluster for me. But I think we also just have to acknowledge that, like, at one time in our lives, we think something is cool, and then another time we don't. Doesn't mean it's less hurtful. It's just a sign of the times, so to speak. But yeah, she's tried.
Yeah. Tyra's one of my, I wouldn't give her the label of problematic fave.
Yeah.
But she's up there. And the Tyra show was chaos, mess.
So
it was
chaotic.
It was like a social experiment.
Yeah.
That
I
show.
kind of think that's what I liked about it, because Tyra's one of those rare combinations of like, I feel like beautiful girls always go like, I'm so quirky, but like Tyra is a weirdo.
No, for sure.
Like, she's a legit weirdo.
Weird
and
boots.
You kind of have to love that about her. Like, you are stunningly gorgeous and you're weird.
And she gave us Eve.
She gave us a lot. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing that we talked about on the pod that I don't feel like she gets enough credit for. She had an eye for talent. She gave us Yaya. She gave
she
us
sure did.
Isis. She gave us Jade. I mean, come on. Like, there's so many. Tokara. There's so many
Oh my
people.
God.
So
she stayed on BET.
yeah, and the other thing too is there's a lot of models that were on Top Model that you might not know by name, but like if you're in a store, you're gonna see them on an ad. Fatima was one that she gave us, beautiful Ethiopian girl. I've definitely seen her on like an end cap on a beauty display. So there are a lot of girls that came through that show and guys that came through that show that have had great careers, maybe not as top models, but as actors, as hosts. And you can't deny that she could see things in people.
All of the little moments, like finding your light, like I feel like I still carry those on in my life to this day. Smize.
And like, let's talk about it, because she made up this word and we still use it. And I guarantee you Gen Zers use smize and don't know where it came from.
Mewing.
I mean, she really was ahead of her time. She knew. Another one too is the fake laugh when you're taking a picture.
Yes. Yeah.
Tyra taught us that. And
Molding
it
models
works.
at home.
Yes.
Do you feel that creators have responsibilities for or to their audiences?
Ooh, yes and no. I think you have a responsibility to be honest with them. I really don't like it when people are pushing misinformation, obviously, or they're not being honest about their motivations behind something.
Yes.
Or they are pushing a product, for example, and not disclosing that it's being sponsored, that they're being paid for it. Those are things that I think frustrate me as a creator and as somebody who just tries to be ethical when I create content. Outside of that, I think there is, and maybe you've had this too, where the parasocial of it all, where some people feel like you owe them something because they're a member of your audience. And they're like, I've watched you for this amount of time. And it's like, okay, well, we don't actually know each other. And it is okay that you disagree with me or you're unhappy with this. I love that you've supported me, but I'm making choices about my life and my brand because it's mine and I'm in charge of it. And you don't have to agree with it. That is okay. And I think, to your question about a responsibility, unfortunately, I think some creators get caught in, well, I have to do this because my audience, they're going to be really mad if I don't post a video this week. They're going to be really upset if I don't review this thing. They're going to be really, and it's like, well, you know, who's in charge? You or the audience? And like it's ultimately, you have to decide what the direction is, and they're either going to follow or they're not. Yeah. And that's okay.
I think it's fine to also like draw a line where it's like, yes, just because I show you bits of my life doesn't mean you are entitled to everything that I experience in my life.
And that's hard. Like I'll call myself out here that, like, you know, I have shared parts of my personal life, and then there have been moments where I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. Because once you open the door, then everybody suddenly thinks that they're like, well, what's back there? What's going on? You should be doing this. You should be doing this. And that's unfortunately a hard lesson to learn. But I think, you know, again, that relationship with the audience is so interesting. Like, it's such a blessing and a curse. Whereas I really think it's something about like the phone and looking into the screen, and it feels like someone's looking directly into your eyes, where people feel like they actually have a relationship with you. Yeah. And that creates like this weird level of entitlement. Like, people talk to me in ways I would never talk to a stranger. Never. And it's like, oh, you followed me for a really long time, so that's why you think you can talk to me this way?
Or it's like, if people see that you, like, I roast things all the time and people, and so people will do that to me. Okay. Unprovoked. Yeah. Because they're like, Jay's cool with it. It's like, nigga, I don't know you.
Right. It's like it's like an overly familiar tone. And again, it's really difficult because on the one hand, that has been beneficial to the brand. Like the fact that you are so invested in my life, the fact that you have watched for this long and you have shared my content, and you champion me to your friends and in every corner of the internet. That's been fantastic. But then it gets weird when people say, I can't believe you haven't talked about X, Y, and Z. It's like, well, okay, well, I was over here doing this other thing, or I didn't know about it.
I'm having a whole life experience.
A whole nother thing is happening, and I just didn't know.
Is your why when you started content the same as your why now?
Oh, wow. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that question. I don't think I had a why to begin with. Okay. I started making hair videos, and it really was, I was in a live journal community, and I was sharing my hairstyle stuff there. And then when I found out about YouTube, I just felt like, oh, it'll be easier to make videos. I didn't have a goal in mind, but there was no full-time content creator. We weren't content creators. Yeah. We weren't influencers. People weren't getting...
You're just kind of like a little weirdo.
Just making
stuff online.
You were absolutely a weirdo.
And this is like YouTube days too. Yes. Everyone was a little... You know,
yes. If you told
people, tism in the building.
If you told people you were making videos, people would fully say, "Why? I don't understand. Like, what's the point? What do you get out of this?" Back in the day, making YouTube videos, people would say that you were a weirdo. Yeah, and it was not a thing that you were doing so you could have a TV show or get an agent or get brand deals. It was genuinely just, I want to make stuff. But over time, when it started opening doors for me and I got my first agent, for example, creating content really became about showing a version of Black identity that I wasn't seeing elsewhere, and like creating a space for myself that I wasn't able to fit anywhere else. Like, I was auditioning and I was submitting for writers' rooms and I wasn't getting those jobs. And so the internet was a place where I could create the stuff that I wanted to see. Yep. And then that would create jobs for me. And so now my why is telling untold stories and making people feel seen. Yeah. And sometimes that means just like showing up as myself. Sometimes that means amplifying other creators. Sometimes that means sharing strategies that will help people be better at their content or find opportunities for themselves.
Thanks, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for all the free game.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So if any of those things help somebody else to tell their story, then it means that I'm accomplishing my why.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like my why was very much like I didn't have, like I had places I was comfortable being myself in, but like not enough. And then so I started making content, and then I was like, oh, y'all are a bunch of freaks too.
Yeah.
Work. And then I created this audience, and then I found myself, and then I would say maybe even 4 years ago ish, I started to feel like I don't know what my purpose here is anymore, because I was here to find myself, find my voice, and I did. Found all these people, created community, and now it feels like I feel like I'm a much more curated creative now.
Yeah.
I think it's always kind of like been on a seesaw, like high quality versus like low quality content. But like the shift to high quality content made me feel less, it made the space feel less intimate in a way that made it easier for me to do.
Okay.
Because now I have my show, I have this, I know the things that I want to make, and I know the things that I want to say, but it doesn't feel like I'm answering personal questions.
Yeah.
Like in this anymore.
I mean, I think that you have to kind of create the space that feels most natural for you. And I think one of the downsides about like the authenticity of it all is that people start mining every part of their lives for content. Kind of like what we were talking about before, like what's for you? And I think I see so many people sharing things sometimes online that I feel like you might regret sharing that because you were chasing, is this going to go viral? Is this going to blow up? And maybe you're not fully healed from that thing. And so I'm thankful that I got to do that early in my online career. And now I'm at a phase where I'm like, I'm not telling y'all where I'm at. Y'all don't know where I live.
And you've been through so much.
Yeah, I'm not telling y'all.
Yeah. Like I feel
Some's for me.
high highs, low lows, I'm
Yes.
assuming. How has the level of exposure that you've experienced through your whole creative journey, how has that changed you like as a person?
Ooh, I mean, that's a great jumping off from just what we were talking about. I think I give myself more time to decide what I share and how I share, and also recognizing that I don't have to chime in on everything, that I'm not the Associated Press. I'm not a breaking news journalist.
Don't cite me as a source.
Well, and again, that kind of goes back to the audience thing. Like I've had to kind of retrain my audience in some ways where they're like, "Are you going to speak on this thing?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't have anything to say about it. You know, this is important, and maybe I can share something from a reputable news source or a journalist or somebody that's like directly impacted or is an expert in their field. You don't need me to give you the Cliff Notes version of something else that's happening that's important. It doesn't mean it's any less important, you know? And taking that pressure off myself has been really important for me. Maybe you've had this too, where something would happen and I was like, oh my God, how do I make a 1-minute video about this huge, massive story that has moving parts and there's new information every single day? And I'm just like, do I have enough time? So giving myself permission and grace to take a step back is something that I've had to kind of work up to over time.
It's like how to give yourself permission to do it.
Yeah, and also just redefining what my goals are. Like I'm so thankful that the internet has been a big part of my career. I don't want that to be my entire career. Like I don't want to be limited in that way.
Well, I was just about to ask you, is there an end date?
Ooh.
Like, do you see an end date? Like, I'm done, I'm wrapping it up at this time,
God,
versus like
I've been trying to wrap it up.
I
I've been trying to quit. This is the longest breakup I've ever been in.
Dead ass.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, I'm so thankful that I have it. The past 5 years have been a lot. And so thank goodness I had the internet to lean on, you know, in the midst of the strike, for example, in the midst of the pandemic, when when we weren't on set and writers' rooms were remote. And so thank goodness I had those things. But ideally, I'd love to be in a place where somebody else manages my social. I don't think I can quit fully. It
feels like a step backwards to do that in a way,
right?
Or at least like something hurting you.
Well, and especially because I want to continue working in media. Like social media is intrinsic in that. So you know, when I have a new podcast, when I have a show, when I'm on something, like using social media is a free way to connect with millions of people that
Yes.
enjoy and support my work, or people who will potentially enjoy my work and they just haven't been exposed to it yet. So I don't want to stop leveraging that. But me personally, I don't want to be managing the day-to-day. It's just, I mean, again, you know, the amount of time and energy that you put into it. And it's the thing of like, you can just work all the time. You can work all of the time, and I need time off. I need to
need to eat, pray, love.
I need to be in the world in order to like know how to talk about the world, not be stuck on my phone all the time. So I don't have an end date in mind, but I have met with someone to potentially manage my socials for me, which I'm really excited about.
Work.
But I'm also like, it's nerve-wracking. I'm such a control freak.
No, I get
Like,
it.
are you going to do this
like,
right?
This is my child.
Are you going to say something that I don't agree? Like, are you going to do it wrong? You know, so I'm easing into it.
Are there any like social media red flags?
Ooh.
Like if this is in your bio, a certain type of pic that's on your page, certain type of content that you make, immediate.
Ooh, I don't know that well, I will say this is very topical. If you are making content about how you don't think Beyonce is country, you don't get the hype, she's overrated, I just, objectively, it's a no for me. Like,
Okay.
and you don't have to like her music, but there are just so many dog whistles in the way that people talk about Beyonce that is quite telling to me. Again, you don't have to like her music, but people, I can't name any of her songs. You are lying.
Relax.
You're lying.
Yeah.
You're absolutely lying. And and maybe I would say adjacent to that, just being contrarian.
Yeah.
And I would say that's a red flag in person and online. But everybody is talking about a thing. And so, and again, you don't have to like the thing. But if you were only talking about it so you can be like, I never liked that thing. I was never into it. It sucks. Okay, good for you. Do you want a cookie?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people like the thing because it's doing whatever it's supposed to do. Like people are allowed to enjoy it. Like it just feels very like, I'm one of the cool girls.
It's like y'all give the same energy as the people who don't watch TV.
Like, okay, good for you.
Like,
you don't watch
fine.
TV.
Okay, go swimming, bitch.
Yeah, but
like,
you're still
okay.
on social media and you're still watching the clips and you're still using the GIFs and memes from television shows. Like, you're not better than me because you don't watch TV.
All y'all hoes who don't watch TV, just don't watch TV. Don't make it a personality trait. Because when you make it a personality trait, you basically trying to tell me that you think you're better than me. And you're not better than me, bitch. All right, big friend. We're going to play a game.
Okay.
In or out, let me know. I'm going to give you a list of social media trends, things to do with online world, and you let me know if they're in or out.
Okay.
Purely by your standards.
Okay.
Mukbangs.
Out. I don't watch people eat.
That's fair.
I don't want to watch myself eat. So why would I want to watch you eat?
Right.
No.
Are you a cute eater?
I don't know. I'm not watching myself eat. I'm doing it away from mirrors. Like, why are there mirrors in this restaurant? I don't, just let me eat my food.
Yes. Also, just to piggyback off of that, for those of you that like to be in a dark restaurant with your homegirls, and then you pull out your phone and put that shit on full flash.
Oh, yeah.
To get like a little pic or a little like, ooh.
No, do it
espresso
outside.
martini.
Do it outside.
Babe.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. It's bright in here. We don't want all that. It's like an interrogation room. Relax. Hard / soft launches.
I'm going to say in.
Okay.
I like that you have options. Like,
You
just
do.
go for it. Like, and, you know, if you're doing the soft launch, a little mystery is cute. If you're doing the hard launch, like, you know, I don't have kids, but I love it when someone just pops out and they're like, oh, I had a baby.
Same.
There's an influencer that I follow that she did that. And I was like, that is amazing. I love that you kept this for yourself. And then you did let us know because you're like, eventually they're going to find out. But like, it just made me like her more. I was like, yes, keeping your kid off the internet, but also like keeping part of your personal life personal. It was masterful.
When Issa popped out and she's like, I got a man.
I'm married.
And
What?
we're married.
Yeah.
And we did it in Paris.
And also,
And
I'll be
none of y'all
honest,
were there.
I felt a little jealous. I was like, damn, I should have done that. I shouldn't have told y'all hoes nothing.
Exactly. But honestly, dating a man, I get it. I get it. Tuck that shit in until
Embarrassing.
you know. Exactly. Facetune.
Out.
Let it all be natural.
Yeah, I just feel like people are warping their like sense of self. Like I feel a little turned off when I see somebody on TikTok and all of their videos, they've got like a very heavy filter on. Like it almost looks like a mask. It's just very weird to me. And it makes me feel sad. It's like, oh, you don't even like the beauty of TikTok is that people are giving their authentic selves, like laying in bed with their bonnet on or sitting in their car, you know, before they go into work or whatever. Like that's kind of the fun of it, and it not super processed and overly edited. And then you can't even talk to us without like this heavy filter on. Like that's a bummer.
Yeah. My benchmark is like, as long as there's no white shit in the corners of my mouth, I'll film it. I'll film it myself exactly where I am.
Yeah.
Affiliate links.
I'm going to say in, but I say disclose.
Yep.
Just be honest and just say like, if you use my link, you're helping support me. And that's it. I mean, I think especially if you are sharing a brand with your audience, like you should get paid for that.
LinkedIn.
I feel like I'm supposed to
You're a career girl. Briefcase.
Yeah. I have a LinkedIn. I don't use it. I will say somebody from LinkedIn reached out to me about creating content over there. And I was like, creating content?
You're a bad bitch.
They were like, we would love to talk. They were like, we love your videos. You should be posting videos on LinkedIn. I was like, you could post videos on LinkedIn? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a meeting. We're having a Zoom.
I love that for you.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh
Will
my
you
God.
pay me?
Exactly.
Are you going to link to this bank account? Then yes.
Exactly. I also love, like, LinkedIn is like a whole other universe.
It is.
Because it's technically...
It's a social network.
Social media.
It is. It is. I've never used it in that way.
But there's like a whole science behind LinkedIn. Like the 500 plus. I got 500 plus connections. Okay, girl.
I have no idea. But I will say, as we are in this economically changing time, I'm here for people having more places to get paid and get work. And so people are doing it. I haven't done it, but I'm softly figuring it out.
Birthday photo shoots.
Oh, in.
1000%.
Oh, in.
Every year.
Yes. I mean, I also think when you go on vacation, you should do a photo shoot on vacation.
I agree.
Go on Instagram. I learned this from a friend of mine who's a travel blogger. Put in the city that you're going to and photographer. Find a local photographer and hire them. Have them come out to your hotel or to your Airbnb. Like, you know, you hand your camera to a tourist on the street and the photos look all weird.
Yeah.
You get a real photographer to take photos of you. Again, and they don't have to be for social media, but you're going on a trip for your anniversary or something. Get nice photos. Like, you're not going to regret having nice photos to look back on. I feel like that's the thing I learned from my grandparents, where it's like, God, I was a baddie. Don't have any evidence.
No one knows but me.
I'm just taking your word for it. I want to see. I want to have evidence of how hot I was in that moment.
Yeah, bring back scrapbooks and like little like photo albums.
Honestly, like I have a little photo printer for that reason, and to make like little stickers to put in my journal or stick them on the fridge, because so much of this is like digital media. Like when we were in danger of losing TikTok.
Public, or rather like online crash outs.
Ooh, out.
Controversial. I think it's in.
Oh no. I mean it's in the sense that it's working for folks, but I think more people need a group chat that they can run stuff by first. And I think the knee-jerk reaction to share, and again, I will call myself out, I've done this before, where somebody really pissed me off, whether it was a brand or a friend or, whatever it might be, and the reaction is to share real time how you're feeling about it. And like once you ring that bell, you can't unring it. And
That's fair.
You need people in your circle that you can run it by. Send the voice note to the group chat about how upset you are. And then they can do a gut check and say like, yeah, don't share this.
Yeah.
Or give yourself a week. And if in a week you are still...
Take a beat, girl.
Just take a beat. Because sometimes, again, the feelings are valid.
Yeah.
But in a week you might feel differently because it actually worked out. And here you were screaming, crying, and farting. And now it's fine.
Yeah. I am a private crash out.
Love that.
And so when I see it online, I feel so seen. And that's why I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thickney, you will never watch this. But if you do, girl, you're doing amazing things. So shout out to you for being on SZA's album. Ooh, Red Note.
out for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because when I said I wasn't joining, people were very upset about it. Again, this is the parasocial of it all.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I'm not joining a new app. I don't want to be on the apps I'm currently on. I'm trying to leave. So I'm not going to start from zero someplace else, and definitely not a place I can't monetize.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like a move for me personally. But if y'all like it, I love it for you.
TikTok.
Ooh. Oh man.
She's been through a lot.
She really has. I was so reluctant to join TikTok. I was like, I'm not joining another app. I have too many things going on. I've really enjoyed my time on TikTok. I'm worried that the heyday of TikTok is gone. I'm worried that it's never going to be what it was, and that if it gets sold, which might happen, I don't know. I think it's not going to be the same. The censorship on there has always been bad. It feels like it's gotten worse. This is a long way to say. I wish it was still in, but I think it might be on its way out.
I agree.
I think it is.
And I think for me anyway, especially like off of what I said earlier about just like wanting to feel less intimate, like my time on social media, TikTok was the app that made me change my mind a little bit.
Really?
TikTok is the only app that it didn't even influence me to do it. It welcomed me to lean in.
Yeah.
In a way that I just hadn't felt since I started YouTube.
I think similarly for me, it's that For You page. Like the fact that the For You really learns who you are and starts to tailor the content to you, it does make you feel more open to the idea of sharing things about yourself because you're seeing it validated through your FYP. And I know that if the app gets sold, the FYP, the algorithm, is not part of the sale. So I definitely think we're going to lose that part of it. It feels like when you're like around the deathbed of your grandpa and everyone's sharing like stories about him and they're all like, we're going to miss you.
It feels like we all graduated high school and then we went back. Like the following year, you know, like when you like go back to school and like, oh, let me see my old teachers, and they're all gone.
That's so funny.
And like all the people that you knew are just gone. And you're like, well, the shell of it is the same.
There's a girl on TikTok that has a whole series where she's just the girl who goes back to visit her high school. She's like, oh my god, I used to do that. Hilarious. And that is the type of like niche comedy that doesn't really work anywhere else.
Nope.
And I fear that when TikTok finally kicks the bucket, like you just can't capture that magic anywhere else.
Ooh, okay. This isn't on the list, but just curiosity. Niche content. In or out?
I think in. I think there's an audience for everything.
I do too.
And I don't think you should try to contort yourself into what everybody else is doing. That's one of my least favorite things about the internet is people are like, I want to be the next so-and-so. It's like, we already have that.
Yeah.
So just be whatever it is that you're going to be. Why would I watch you do a knockoff of something that already exists? So yeah, niche down.
It's interesting because it's like both of us are from a time of creators that we just kind of ended up here. Like we were doing stuff and then it created this audience and then now we have these audiences and now we're in this job where now we need to like use strategy and hire social media managers and like all these things. And so it's interesting because because everybody wants to be a creator. Everybody sees the bag. Everybody wants to be an influencer. They want the free shit from brands. I get it. I'm not mad at your girl. But I do think that there's a difference between wanting to make things and just wanting to do this job because...
And just wanting the visibility and the stuff.
Yeah.
And the money. Yeah.
And I think that your longevity and just what you have in you naturally that has been able to, have you have this career on social media and off.
Yeah.
Because you've pivoted a lot. But you've sustained, your voice on social media. And I think that that's such a talent. And yeah, you new bitches, y'all need to get like Fran, or at least get into the free game at the very least.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I mean, I think that comes down to the difference between a content creator and an influencer. And I think kind of to your earlier question about your why, I think a lot more people need to zero in on what their why is, because that will tell you what it is that you should be doing. And I think if your why is a lot of external stuff, it is going to be a harder road because unfortunately, a lot of people want to be content creators, influencers, but they don't actually have anything to say. And why are you Like, why should I tune in?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm just tuning in and seeing how fabulous your life is and all the places you're traveling, and personally, that's not my vibe, but I think it's a harder road if there's no actual substance there. Doesn't mean you can't be successful.
Yeah.
But I think it will be a little harder.
Mm-hmm. I love a bougie black girl.
Yeah.
I love a rich ass,
and
like,
again,
bougie
I will say,
lifestyle
the
girly.
bougie black girl, there is a why for some of those girls. It is about destigmatizing what it means to be a black girl, showing that you can have the life that you have dreamed of, showing, you know, the girls that are putting in the hard work that are like, I'm a corporate girly and I can have it all and here's how I do it. Like, there's a way to do it that doesn't feel totally self-serving and self-aggrandizing. Again, it's not impossible. I just think a lot of people don't have that why figured out. And then they're confused a month in. I've been doing this for 6 months.
Right.
What's happening? Well, it's not a long time. And also, you're only doing it because you want brand deals?
Right. In the words of Miley Cyrus, it's the climb. So get into it.
I mean, she ate with that one.
She did. She ate with that one. Fran, thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Follow Franchesca on everything.
Yes,
It'll
please.
change your life. And I'm not even joking.
Thank you.
Like, I'm not even joking. Okay.